Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We've got some Atomic Mass Games dates for Ministravaganza that we're going to talk about in today's video. We're also going to talk about what I'll be doing to cover Ministravaganza, what we might see, and what we can definitely expect to see. If you guys are new here to the channel, we are still doing a giveaway for the awesome Shadow Collective core set, starter set for Star Wars Legion in the form of a $70 Amazon gift card. So you can order it online, or you can spend that on whatever else you, maybe different expansions. Maybe you're a single faction player, or you play a different game. Maybe you play XWing or Armada or Marvel Crisis Protocol or something else. So you can spend that on whatever you want. But the idea is it's a Shadow Collective giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and that's going to be running all the way up until the Shadow Collective core set comes out, which should hopefully be very close to this time frame. So I think we're looking at what, June or July right now. I mean, the dates are always shifting, so I don't want to even. I don't think we have a concrete date, a concrete street date just yet. I'll feel more comfortable about a concrete street date once I get that pre-order shipping notice. But they are available for pre-order right now on Asmodee and through a lot of your local retailers. So they're definitely getting very, very close. So AMG posted yesterday a new kind of image, different than the standard Ministravaganza images that were more kind of gray and black that we've seen before. This one has a very nice kind of teal, almost like a marbled, maybe a blackboard or something kind of, like kind of some scratches and just kind of like a worn, maybe marbled or metallic kind of look. Very kind of, very pretty, but stony kind of looking background. Now, I don't know if that's an indication that this Ministravaganza will be different, or they just upped the game with their graphics department. But either way, I like the new look. We have the dates. It's going to be June 9th through the 11th of 2022. That is going to be a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the middle of June. Now, this is during summertime, so a lot of people will be either maybe on vacation or will maybe be off work if you're somebody who has summers off, maybe like teachers out there, or if you're a student, you might be out of school for this time, so it might be prime time to watch, or you might be on vacation with your family, you might be working 9 to 5 jobs just like most other things, and so we're going to talk about, first I want to talk about what I'll be doing. Of course, I'll be covering all of these. We'll be doing watch parties for certain streams. We probably won't do every single stream as like a watch party, but there will, and as we get closer, there will be a schedule of events. I'll be able to tell you guys which ones I'm actually live streaming. To do the watch party for. Usually that tends to be the Legion, X-Wing, and Armada content. However, usually there's an opening ceremony and stuff like that we'll do. I usually don't do too much of the Marvel Crisis Protocol content because I also need some downtime. I can't stream constantly for 3 straight days, so I kind of take a little breaks. But also in the aftermath, one of the things I'll be doing is I'll be doing breakdown videos, kind of summarizing what we've learned. And this is going to be different breakdown videos for each game. And this is going to be helpful for a lot of people who don't have the time to watch an entire stream. So I'll be doing kind of like X-Wing breakdowns, Legion breakdowns, and Armada breakdowns, talking about what we've learned, where, summarizing the biggest talking points. Now, the breakdown videos don't necessarily get 100% of the details, but I take notes during the stream, so I should be able to summarize everything in those videos as well. But the cool thing about the watch party type of event is, sometimes, people either prefer not to watch on Twitch. Of course, they will be streaming on their Twitch channel. But also, if you do a watch party, on the YouTube channel, it's a way for you to watch through YouTube. It's also a way for us to kind of talk about things beforehand. It's also a way for us to talk about things afterward, or if the stream goes down, if the Twitch stream has technical difficulties, or they pause, or something like that happens, when the watch party will still be happening. So you can watch along live with me if you care to, and and this has happened a couple of times where there's been technical difficulties during a stream, and some people are like curious or whatever, and if something like that happens, I'll turn my mic on and be like, it's okay, I'm seeing it too. We'll keep talking about everything that happened until the stream comes back live, and then I'll turn my mic off again. And that's happened a couple of times where a stream kind of goes down, but it's nice to kind of be able to have. It's almost like when you're watching a news broadcast that's being rebroadcast over a different news station, and like something in the satellite feed goes down, and then the anchor kicks in, and there's like, we seem to be having technical difficulties, but we'll be here until it comes back up. That sort of thing happens. So I think that's one of the values of the watch party, is being able to kind of pregame a little bit, talk about what we are hoping to see, and then also in the immediate aftermath to be able to kind of react to everything in real time. But also, so I also want to talk about what we expect to see, because I think this Ministravaganza is going to be the biggest one yet, for a number of reasons. One is there's no Marvel Crisis Protocol, with the exception of the Quinjet, which is just a terrain expansion. It's not actually a unit expansion. Everything from Marvel Crisis Protocol that's been announced is out. Like, there's nothing pending right now. So that tells me that, and again, it's been like 2 years since they took over for Atomic Mass from the FFG stuff. So AMG has had enough time to kind of get their MCP stuff that was all in the queue kind of, developed, manufactured, shipped, and released. And I think this is going to be the first Ministravaganza where we actually get a look at how AMG is with all the Star Wars stuff and all the Marvel stuff all together at the same time, and kind of working. So I think we're going to get some really interesting previews of how the distribution of new content between 4 games is going to be. How many new things are they going to announce for Marvel Crisis Protocol? I would imagine probably a new wave of at least 4 expansion packs, but not a massive wave of like 14 expansion packs like we have been seeing so much for Marvel Crisis Protocol. So I would expect a new wave of somewhere around 4 expansion packs, kind of like when they did the X-Men, that first X-Men wave like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Something like that. It's kind of a thing that I would expect. Maybe a Fantastic Four wave, but probably not a Fantastic Four wave. I would even go so far as to say it'll probably be something that relates to some of the movies or the Disney Plus series that are coming out, or something that's going to tie in to maybe there's some Multiverse of Madness stuff that they want to have coming out, although they did just do a whole Doctor Strange wave. But yeah, or a big Sentinel, maybe like certain things that we've kind of been waiting for. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more of the X-Men stuff, like Blob and Pyro and Iceman or Psylocke and things like that too. Kitty Pryde. There's a couple of things that that are still very, very high on the fan favorite list. Professor Xavier, even, that'd be pretty cool. So in addition to Marvel Crisis Protocol, of course, there's the Star Wars games. Legion is definitely getting an Ewok preview. Now, this is something they've already point blank said, that we are getting an Ewok preview. We're going to be getting hopefully more than just an Ewok preview. Again, if there's any, if the Shadow Collective stuff is not fully, if there's any mysteries remaining by this point, I'm sure that'll also be talked about. Any stuff that we haven't seen painted yet, I'm sure will be talked about. I also expect the Boba Fett that AMG has been working on to be talked about, and potentially some stuff to go along with a Boba Fett, like Boba Fett 2 wave. Now again, Boba Fett 2 is the Boba Fett that we saw in the recent Disney Plus series. So the modern Boba Fett and the old man Boba, who may potentially have the ability to work with the Rebels or certain other battle forces outside of just the Empire and Shadow Collective and things like that. So it'd be really interested to see maybe a good guy Boba. But I think that could potentially go along with a Mandalorian wave. We know that even back in the days of FFG, they were definitely 100% wanted to put the Mandalorian into Star Wars Legion, and AMG has basically semi-confirmed that that this stuff is will eventually show up. So we didn't give us a timetable on that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see, Dark Troopers, Moff Gideon, the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, different characters from the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett potentially all coming out similar, and as far as time frames go. And if that's the case, we should also see new battle forces hinted at. If you're going to do Moff Gideon, I think that stands to reason you're probably doing an Imperial Remnant. And so that means more battle forces available. And if they're doing an Imperial Remnant, there might be more battle forces. They don't necessarily have to do 4 battle forces at a time. It could be like, hey, just the Empire is getting one this time, and maybe next time it'll be a different clone battalion, a 332nd or something like that, or Wolf Pack. Actually, that'd be a really cool one to do for the clones, and things like that. So you might see a Techno Union one or something like that. So but they may not all be coming at the same time. They might slow some of those down. For XWing, I expect a Z95 preview by here if we haven't gotten it yet. Now, they did just finally release the Rogue class as far as mini previews and spoiler stuff, so that is already officially announced, but they didn't announce the Z95. I feel like they're kind of slowing down as much as they can the last kind of bit of FFG stuff that's coming over, so I wouldn't be surprised if they give us the Z95 preview during Ministravaganza, as well as spoil more of the Rogue class stuff, and I think this would also be a great opportunity to talk about what else they have planned for X-Wing, like once they get all of the FFG stuff kind of across the finish line. If they are going to plan on making just prioritizing the reprints, which they've already talked about, but like how is there any progress on that? Can they talk about any new first edition ships that are now going to be printed in the 2.5 edition, the black box version? Also curious if they're going to plan on doing any more card packs, or any more ships, or any more huge ships. Like, a lot of people really want a Republic huge ship, like a consular class cruiser or something like that. It'd be interesting if they talk a little bit about that, especially that huge ships still don't have points. So what's the kind of prognosis on the huge and epic gameplay and the points for that? Now, Armada, I saved my favorite game for last. Armada just got a huge surprise kind of micro expansion in the form of Rapid Reinforcements 1. And I think that opens the door for an Armada panel at Ministravaganza. I definitely, I'm kind of expecting an Armada panel, whether it's a painting Armada panel, or it's where they also just talk a little bit candidly about Rapid Reinforcements, or if it's more of an Armada concept panel to talk a little bit about how Rapid Reinforcements was done, how they kind of, why they picked the ships that they picked, and how that whole decision process went. And I think it'd be a great opportunity to give them feedback and let them know how awesome it is and how much we love it. I know that I think most people overwhelmingly are pretty positive, although I have seen some people who are not thrilled with it. But to be fair, I think it's a great thing, and hopefully AMG keeps going with it. And of course, they did name it Rapid Reinforcements 1, and so that obviously kind of leaves the door wide open for Rapid Reinforcements 2, and potentially even more than that. So I'd love to see, to get a little word on, like, hey guys, how are you planning on doing any more of these? And do you think it's going to be like a once a year thing, or since these are kind of small, can you do these like, twice a year, or something like that, or maybe even more frequently than that, like maybe 3 times a year. Like, I would love to see like a Rapid Reinforcements every 3 or 4 months, like just a few new print and play cards. And hopefully there's some, expansion upgrade cards, and some, new turbo lasers, and some new commanders, especially for the Clone Wars. Like, there's a lot of, and maybe some new titles too, and occasionally a new ship card or two. I know the Republic would love to get that Architons, and things like that. So very, very cool. And also, what's the prognosis like for potentially doing all new ship development or all new squadron development? Basically new plastic. I think that's one of the questions that Armada players really want answered, is like, hey, since things are looking good for Armada again, how's it looking for new plastic? What's the thoughts there? That's definitely a question. I don't know if they'll be prepared to answer that at this time, but either way, even if they're not, I'm still very happy to have Rapid Reinforcements, especially as a free expansion too. It's pretty cool to think about that. We went from from being on in a very difficult place to being in a very, very healthy place with all this new content that was just given out to us for free, which is super, super groovy. And so I think Armada is back and kicking in a very good way, and hopefully there'll be some Armada talk at Ministravaganza in addition to the other games. Last but not least, I've been saying 4 games. How are they going to balance 4 games? Look, we know that at some point, Atomic Mass Games, before they got to Star Wars games, had a game number 2 in the works. Steve Horvath talked about it, said it was still a while out. It's been a couple years. I feel like this would be a great opportunity for them to introduce game number 2. I also would not be surprised if game number 2 happened to have a color scheme that looked a little bit like this background here. I feel like, and again, I'm getting very speculative right here, but I feel like the change in color scheme is more than just upping the graphics game. Although I'd still, even if it's only upping the graphics, I like it. I like this little palette you got here. But I'm saying I think we're going to see more. I think we're going to see game number 2 announced, and that might account for a little bit of the slowdown with the other stuff. Because when there's a new minis game announced, that first year has got to be pretty heavy with content, because you need a lot of expansions. You got to need a lot of stuff to kind of establish and fill out the different factions and all of that other stuff. It happens in every minis game that comes out. You get a lot of stuff right away, and then once it's kind of stable, then you can kind of slow down a little bit and make it more manageable. So I also think that we're going to see another game, but I think I've said that. I said that last Ministravaganza also, and I was mistaken. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. I'm also curious if they'll talk about their plans for Gen Con or not. They keep announcing more and more tournaments count as Worlds qualifiers, so it's possible that Gen Con might be a Worlds qualifier as well. And if they will have an in-person presence at Gen Con or any other conventions coming up this year, they may even talk a little bit about Worlds. So, with all that being said, that's some of my predictions for Ministravaganza. I can't wait till June 9th through 11th until we can get all this. It's always really, really fun to sit there and see all the new announcements and the new stuff. So AMG, if you're watching, I'm rooting for you. Let's get some good stuff going. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good Ministravaganza. And wish you guys the best. And I'm hoping to get some more good news for all of these wonderful games. All right, guys, that's all going to do it for today. I will talk to you later. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you, and always tie your shoes.